I met a gypsy.
So your early GPs, what was the first season in GPs like for you? Were you like sure that you were going to be a world champion, multiple time world champion?
Hell
like,
no.
Was it because I feel like there's some guys like you watch Kenny, you watch Jeffrey from
Yeah,
early
that's different.
days.
That's different. Yeah,
You know, at some point, like
because they were big on 85s.
yeah,
And when they grew up, they were like at the top every time.
yeah. Was that you?
No. I mean, I would get good results, but never like win championships. When I was younger, maybe one on 85, but nothing big. But yeah, like you said, a Kenny or a Hurlings, like they knew. I mean, especially they were like 15 when they started racing GPs. My first year
And doing
GPs,
so
I was 18.
Okay.
So, but anyway, I was so the route, like you asked me to go and to the top, I would say, and race GPs is the good thing now they have European Championship, which they had before as well, but now it's part of the World Championship,
Yeah.
so it's the same weekend. And when I raced in 07 European Championship on 250, it was a different championship. So, dude, we will go in like crazy countries, like East, like Bulgaria or whatever. It was, it was decent. I mean, competition was good. Organization was pretty good. But yeah, a lot of driving. A lot of driving. So I was there with Bud Racing, Kawasaki.
Yeah.
That year, and then so when you do that, especially now, you race pretty much the same team as the GPs.
Yeah.
So they can bring European guys with the GPs on the same weekend and race, so they can see those riders on the same weekend.
You can compare lap times, like
Yeah.
you know where you're at.
And then they get picked up and race GPs. So yeah, what I did, I got a contract with a private French Honda team, and I raced GP for 2 years with them.
Yeah. What was the Honda like back then?
I mean, I liked the bike. I was able to like suspension wise and all that. Engine wise, it was a little slow,
Yeah, they were slow back then.
but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
And my first year was tough, like low budget. I had DNF multiple times. But man, it was the first year. It was just learning. I remember the GP of Lomo, I got 2 DNF. I don't know if like maybe crash, then you finished, you're tired, the track's so rough. I DNF. So it was a tough year. And then the second year, I have Yannick Hervela, the trainer. So that really helped me. I moved back from where the team was based. I moved somewhere else to where my trainer was. So I had a different training program that helped me. And then we went on to the second year of GPs. And the first round, I got third. It was a mud race and only one moto. But dude, I got third.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then the second round, we go to Bulgaria, Sarajevo. And I went 1-3 and I won the overall.
Wow. And what class is this in?
That's GPs.
That's the MX.
250, MX2. So
that's a huge turnaround.
It is. And I'm not getting bonuses out of it.
Oh, really?
0.
No.
Yeah, dude. I'm winning a world championship race.
Wow.
At 0.
Just because the team was so small and there was no actual manufacturers. So even no bonus contingency from manufacturers?
No.
What was your sign-on for the team? None?
What it was what?
Like your sign-on money?
Well, I had 0 either. No salary. I mean, it was on paper.
Yeah.
But they never paid me because they had to pay mechanics. They had to pay, the semi or whatever, the drive to the races. I mean, all that. So I never got paid. I was living off like an envelope with cash in it that I would get at the French championship races.
No.
Yeah, because I would also race the French championship. And obviously, if you get podiums, whatever, you get money. Anyway, I would get cash. So that's what I had. So me and my wife, we had...
and you were with Mathilde at this time?
Yeah, I mean, my wife, girlfriend at the time, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, Mathilde. So I remember a funny story, dude, that a new phone came out that year, and I was like, dude, I want that phone. It was probably maybe 500 euros. So like crazy expensive.
Was it iPhone?
No, dude, I was probably a Samsung or something.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, dude, I have the money right there, you know? I just won the French championship or whatever. I have the money. And Mathilde was like, are you serious right now? Like, this is stupid. I'm like, why? I have the money. I want the phone. And she said, no, like, good thing she was there for me. Like, I would have, yeah, maybe do stupid things. So, yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, obviously, we had to pay an apartment and obviously groceries and stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, I didn't get the phone, but I would do the training and all that, and I was focused on that. And then coming in the middle of the season, um, I was like second or third in the championship, and dude, the team owner comes to me and he said, "Dude, we're struggling big time right now, and I don't think we can make it to the next race. Like they can't make it. Like I don't think we can bring the semi or the truck there." So that's why like we looked somewhere else and like we need to find a solution to keep racing basically. So Sean Simpson, remember? Sean Simpson?
Yeah.
He was injured and he was racing for Red Bull KTM.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, dude, that bike is just sitting there. I want this bike, right? That was a dream to be a Red Bull KTM rider. So we did talk to them and they're like, okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go try the bike. So that's how it happened. That's how I switched to KTM.
That's unbelievable. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that.
And there was more coming.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously that French team was obviously pissed, right? And they found obviously budget, and they kept racing with another rider. So when I switched to KTM, obviously it was unreal. Show up to the next race for the first time on the KTM. I won every practice. I mean, fastest qualifying race, warm up fastest. First moto I won, second moto I won, like everything in England. So I was so confident I was gonna get the whole shot that the second moto I was way too confident that I messed up completely. I still got like a top 5 start, and then I came back to first, and I had good battles, but it was a dream weekend. But after that, a few rounds later, I won a few times. I was leading the championship. Everything was going all great, but then the French team, they're like, if you race one more time, like we'll sue you, right? We'll have to ask you money if you keep racing KTM. Because they wanted me back or like something. So
yeah, because you're winning the championship, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what bike you're on.
Yeah,
the points
right,
are your
yeah.
points. So
But dude, crazy. So we show up to that race in Sweden, Uddevalla.
yeah,
And I remember I was in like a sprint event of KTM. You know, they would bring sprint events, you know, so for whatever bikes or whatever, besides the semi. And then I was getting changed inside there, right? I didn't have an RV, no nothing. So, and here comes a pit buyer, and he says, "Oh, we have a problem. The Honda team is here with another rider, but they also have a bike with number 25 on it, with a red plate." And they're going to tech to like pass the bike to tech. So they said I think you're gonna have to miss the first practice because we have to deal with them, like because they're asking us money, right? So I was in my gear. I was like, okay, I don't care. Like, I'm fine. I'm just gonna miss the first practice. Who cares, right? I was confident, right? So I'm waiting, and then here he comes back and he says, "Dude, there's like no way they're asking like a ton of money if you raced. We can't do anything for you. Like you're gonna have to miss the whole race." I was leading the championship, and they asked me to miss a whole race.
no.
Yeah. So, and Pitt's like, "I get you a flight. You go home," and I'm like, "No, I'm here. I'm here. I stay here." So I stayed. I watched the whole race with Mathilde. In the pit lane, you know, in GP they have a nice pit lane. So I watched the race. Kenny was probably like third in the championship, and Goncalves
Yeah.
was second. But I think Kenny blew out an engine in one moto. So anyway, and Goncalves, I don't know what he gets, but at the end of the race, I'm still leading the championship. without riding.
Wow.
Yeah. So in GPs, even if you're not on the podium, but you still like
Yeah, so
leading
you
the
walked
championship.
up to get the red
Yeah,
plate.
you have to go on the podium and pick up the red plate. So I went on the podium. I had a black shirt, black shorts. I couldn't represent KTM, right? Because I'm not allowed. And I'm like, with the red plate, with like a normal black shirt. And after that, we had a maybe a month break, and then the next race was Belgium Lommel. So you have to get ready for that race, right? You have to go to Belgium. You have to ride in the sand. If not, I don't know. I don't know if you Jet Lawrence, you can work out, but you have to get used to that, right? So we went there. I was riding with like stock gear or whatever, no stickers on the bike, on the KTM. Tried to hide, right? Because the Honda team, they were trying to take me to court and all that stuff. So I'm 18. No, I was 19 years old. Like, I had no idea. Like, I'm going to have to go to court? Like, what am I going to do there? Like, how do I defend myself? Like, what is going on? Like, leave me alone. Like, let me
just
ride.
let me do my thing.
Yeah. It was gnarly. Just, I was like, what is going on? But at the same time, I just kept training because you can't stop.
Yeah.
So at the end, it worked out. We had to pay them. KTM had to pay them. I had to pay them. And then to get out of it. And then I kept racing KTM and I won the championship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
I went to Lommel the next weekend and I went 1-1 in the stand. Like, and the year before, remember I said I DNF both motos in Lommel.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you remember how much it was that you had to pay?
Total, it was around 60, I think.
So not that bad.
No,
really.
It wasn't that bad because we tried to negotiate. But in Sweden that weekend, it was over 100, I think they were asking or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a bunch of dogs. Seriously.
Crazy.
Like, we can't afford to get you to the next race. Sorry, bro. I know you're leading the championship, but we're done. And then they just turn around and...
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, they wanted to keep the dream alive, with me, but it didn't work out. My dream was to race a KTM and I did it, and I have no regrets for sure. So that's why me, KTM, and Pete Byer, we have such a
good relationship.
Good relationship and crazy stories. And
yeah. That played well into the future too, like the loyalty that you showed them and to, sit out that race.
And them too. I mean, I know I did miss a race, but they still fought for me and gave me a contract and made my life easier after that. That's for sure. And I went on to the next year and battled Kenny on the championship every round and ended up winning.
Yeah, man. Do you remember the feeling of like to go from living out of an envelope, cash in the envelope, to being a factory KTM rider? Like, I'm sure there was a big championship bonus that came along with like winning. I mean, dude, your life just changed.
I mean, yeah, when you have a credit card and you can use it, it's a life-changing. Life-changing. Dude, I remember, I think I was in the train going somewhere, and yeah, I had no money at some point. I was like, I think I got stuck. I would try to go around in the metro. How you call it here in America?
Yeah,
metro, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stuck. Crazy story. I don't know exactly why, but yeah, I was stuck because I couldn't use a credit card or whatever. I had to find another way, or Mathilde, I don't know, like crazy.
Did you ever think about not racing? Like, was it ever?
No.
Yeah, just never was.
Dude,
like,
dirt bikes is all I known.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I never thought about stopping racing. It's just. But also with all those problems, I had really good people around me. Obviously, Mathilde first. I had Catherine, my agent. I was also my Yannick, my trainer. So I had good people around me. So I kept the focus on the training and on the riding because, I mean, when you're 18, like I didn't go to school a lot. I mean, like how, like I don't know, how can you deal with all that? I kind of let the people around me deal with it, and it worked out. I just believe I had good people, and I trusted them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
then you just focused on yourself, focused on your riding, focused on your training.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what I've done my whole life. Even when I was a kid, the way I was, I also trust my dad too, just the racing that we've done. My dad never really he didn't really like push me like, oh, you have to, or do this or do that. He just said, okay, we're going to do this and that. And he thought that was the best way to grow up, and move up to classes. And he did good for me as well. So I kind of like let things happen more than forcing things, and that really helped me.
Yeah, I mean, that's
and not freaking out either.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to approach life. Like
in some ways I probably got lucky, but I had good opportunities and I used them. And I remember Mathilde's dad when I had with KTM offer or stuff like that, and he has a saying. He says when the train comes, once you jump in it or you don't. So, meaning if you miss it, then it's over, right? If you miss the train, you don't jump in.
Yeah.
Then you're screwed, or you won't have that opportunity again. Maybe. So, I like when he said that. So, I followed that and it worked out great.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125 Gypsy Gang.